My friend Hannes from Berlin called me yesterday. He called me on Skype and I live in Kiev. And we were talking, and usually this guy, he's really positive. There's a lot of things going on in his life. He's doing this, he's doing that, he's trying out this thing. It almost feels like this guy, he's invincible. But yesterday he was calling and he was really depressed. And a lot of things happened at the same time that kind of put him in this mode. And he was feeling like this for some weeks. So one of the things that went bad is that his girlfriend left him, and she lives in the same apartment and she lives upstairs. And he sees sometimes other guys coming up to her apartment, and he hears sometimes parties, and he knows she's doing very well at work and her career is going very well. And all of this is kind of triggering him because at the same time he is not doing well. He doesn't have a job and he cannot find a job. He's a designer, and in the last years he has been kind of occupied by different things, not necessarily design. And the design he made was not necessarily that official, so he doesn't have the evidence to support him finding a new job, finding the job that he would really like to do. And he's a great designer, but he can only find jobs that are kind of underpaid and are kind of boring for him. And yeah, so he was talking a lot. And I think there's a very big tendency when somebody is, feeling sad or depressed and they're talking for the other person to start trying to find solutions for the problem, trying to cheer them up. And I feel that is really wrong. We should instead try to listen and try to understand from what perspective the other person is coming from. Try to put ourselves in the situation of the other person as much as possible. And if you need to give advice, at least you should come from you should understand the other person's perspective as much as possible before you give any advice. But in most cases, I don't even think there is any necessity for giving any advice, because people know which actions they should be taking. In most cases, I think it's just a question of if they're courageous enough to go after that, if they're courageous enough to listen to what they're feeling and not escape and kind of pretend they feel good and show pictures on Facebook and then even suppress and lie to themselves and kind of suppress what they're feeling and just continue on the path they're on. But being in a situation where you feel very, depressed, or you feel that the direction your life is going in, it doesn't really work out for you, it takes a lot of courage to listen and to be still with that and to explore why you're feeling the way you're feeling and try maybe to find a new solution, a new direction in your life. That takes a lot of courage. Anyway, we were talking a lot, and he was mentioning also that he did a product that was supposed to give him a lot of money, and it looked really promising, and there was some business owners or investors that were interested in this product, but he made a very stupid mistake and he dropped the whole thing. The whole thing collapsed, didn't work out for him. So this is what he was also depressed about. And now he also found a job, or he was invited to Moscow to work there in a pretty interesting job, but it was really low paid. So I didn't know what to. He asked me about advice regarding if he should move. So I didn't know what to tell him, because moving can be a great thing. You get new perspective on things. you meet some new people, you you get out of your comfort zone a bit. Maybe you lose some of your old roles. There's not the same people in your life that can put you in the same box necessarily, that reinforces particular roles that you want to get rid of, for example. So it can be a really good idea to move. But he would get underpaid, so he would probably not live in the center. He would probably not be able to afford going out that often. So he would probably be stuck at home or at his work. So I didn't really know what advice to give him. So I just gave him like the two perspectives and let him decide himself. We were talking a bit back and forth. I want to mention one thing is that I think if you are, if you have some things in your life that are kind of like stabilizing things, like for example, if you go to the gym a lot, if you go to the gym, you eat healthy, you don't spend all your money, you invest some of your money, such things, that are kind of long term, that you don't see an instant gratification of, is a really good thing, because when you get a depression or when something bad happens, there's something to fall back on. But this guy, when he was calling, he was coughing. He had been drinking the day before, and he's not really good with money. So didn't even save up any money. He's just spending money left and right, and not being really good with money. And it's okay. I mean, not everyone needs to be good with money, but it's of course better if you are, because we live in a society where it's almost necessary. Anyway, I didn't give him so much advice, and I think it's good, but there were moments where maybe I was talking a little bit too much. But eventually he was talking, complaining, putting things in boxes, trying to figure out how to get out of this thing. And I feel he got a lot of relief. And eventually he got so tired, and we were talking for like 2 hours. I was listening 1.5 hours, and we were talking. We were like talking for half an hour. And eventually he got very tired. He just went to bed and slept the whole night. Yeah, so I guess the conclusion of this video is that listen more. Don't be tempted to give any advice. And if you need to give advice, try to understand the other person's perspective and situation before you give advice. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.